Okay, let's do a quick little midday stretch, just 3 simple poses. Keep you down on the ground. Don't need any special props. Some blocks are great, but a rolled up towel, a couple of pillows, anything like that will work. You don't need a bunch of yoga equipment. So we are going to start with a lizard lunge. So we're going to find a low lunge. You might want to have some pillows or some blocks just nearby in case you need them. We're going to set up with our 1 foot forward, our other knee down and back, foot untucked. If it bothers your knee at all, you can always grab a blanket. You can fold your mat over, whatever you like. Cushion that knee nicely and find like a fairly wide position here. So you're not in kind of a 90-90. You're in like a nice wide, whatever that is for you. And we're going to set both our hands down inside our front foot. And this is it. This is our lizard stretch. You're getting a nice stretch through the front of the hip flexor, which has been crunched up all day. You're getting a nice stretch through the top of the front leg. And this is perfectly good. We're going to stay here for 10 breaths. You can stay longer if you want. You're going to let that head hang. If you wanted to go deeper, you can always turn that front foot out, let that knee fall. You can come a little lower. You can use your blocks or your pillows. And just bring yourself down, even more relaxing. And even if it doesn't make you much lower, it can be nice to just come off those wrists and be able to use those forearms instead. So once you find the spot that works for you, I'm going to hang out here for about 30 seconds, 10 nice long breaths. When you're ready, get those hands planted under you again. Move whatever you had out of the way. And then just walk yourself back. Find all fours for a second. You can kind of wiggle that out a bit if you want. Maybe rock back and forth. Ooh. And then we're going to take the other foot forward. And the other knee, nice back wherever it feels right. Find that block setup that works for you. Maybe turn that leg out. And then bring it down, let that chin fall. Find your position and breathe. And bring that head up, plant those hands, move those blocks. You are going to want them for future poses, so keep them nearby. Walk it back, and maybe shift those hips a little. Anything to make yourself feel good after that first posture. And then we're going to flip it around. We're going to bring it down onto our backs. Oh, not yet. First, you're going to grab either a rolled up towel or a bolster if you have it. Pillows work too. The only potential problem there is that we really do want this narrower width. This can maybe be a little wide, but it can still work if you need to. So we're going to take our long, thin, bolster-esque thing, and we're going to lay it at the base of the spine and roll back onto it. If you'd like, if you don't like the feeling of your neck tipping back, you can always cushion your head with a pillow. That's okay. If you are letting your head fall back, make sure you've got those shoulder blades coming down so you're not all crunched up in your ears, right? And then we're going to take those feet, to keep those feet together, let the knees drop out to the sides. And this is where you might want your blocks or some other pillows If you're not, there's nothing wrong with your legs just hanging out here in space, but if it feels like you seize up because you're scared that you're gonna like overstretch or something like that in this position, you can always tuck something just under the edges, just to let your legs know it's cool, we're safe. If you want to relax a little more, the floor, the block is right there. You don't have this, 5-6 inches of space to fall. You just have this 0.5 centimeter right into your comforting support, and that can help your body believe it's going to be okay and relax a little more. And then from there, we're going to let the arms fall open so that we're really getting that opening through the chest. And we're going to hang out here. When you're ready to come out, you can move those supports out of the way and maybe use your hands on the outside of your thighs to help bring your knees back together, just so you're not making your inner thighs work too hard right now in this stretch. And we are going to be back down on our backs, but we do want the blanket that's under us or the bolster to be out of the way. So however that looks for you, if you're good to just roll, if you need to sit up, either way, you're going to take that out of the way and you're going to bring it back so that you're just down flat on the ground. And we're going to do, for our final stretch, a supine twist. Really get some mobility or some rotation into that spine. So we're going to take our hips, we're going to pick them up, and we're going to plop them just a couple inches over to the right or over to the opposite side your knees are going to fall. And you're going to take your knees down the other way so they can stay stacked. You can also shift a little bit once you get down there. And the big thing we want to think about with this stretch is that we want our opposite shoulder to stay down on the ground. So if you do find that your spine just isn't that flexible today and you're twisting up, rather than doing something to pad your shoulder, you're going to actually tip yourself back this way. So that just looks like a pillow, a bolster, a block, whatever, just coming under your knees to make sure that your shoulders both stay nice and comfy on the floor. And then when you found this posture, you can also always do this if you need to go a little deeper and bring that top knee down to the floor. So just top leg crossing over bottom leg. But once you find whatever version of this feels good for you and gives you a nice spinal twist, then you're going to find a spot for those hands, maybe on your belly. Actually, I think I do want that block today. Maybe on your belly, maybe chest and belly, maybe out to the sides again, maybe out in that T shape. If you'd like, you can add to it by looking over your opposite shoulder, but you can also just stare up at the ceiling. Both are fine. And let's hang out here. And when it's time to switch sides, use that hand again to help bring those knees back to center. Shift the hips up and over to the other side and bring the knees down. Once again, you can pad under that knee if you need to raise it up a little bit. Whatever it takes to keep those shoulders both down on the ground. And once you've got yourself in a good position for you, maybe you look over that other shoulder and relax. And then let's take those knees back up to center. If you have a little extra time right now, you could throw in a nice Shavasana. Could do a little bit of mobility movement, or maybe you have to get right back to work. That's just fine. So we're going to come up carefully off the floor because sometimes the blood has rushed to places we don't expect. So maybe we're just rolling over, gently pushing up, maybe hanging out on the ground for a minute, wondering what our hair looks like after that. And you can find a comfortable seat, roll those shoulders back, maybe give that spine a nice little wiggle. Nice deep inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, filling up the chest. Sigh it out through the mouth. And go back to your day.